And guess what? There is some brand new UAP video that just dropped, possibly shot from a Navy ship, once again, off the coast of Southern California, which for some reason, has been this very, very weird hotspot for all kinds of unidentified flying objects.
That shit took off earlier. That shit took off earlier.
Now, the video itself is short thermal style footage with your standard black and white military display showing 4 glowing objects hovering above the water in formation. At one point, they appear to change positions, and by the end of the video, they blink out of existence. According to Jeremy, at least one of the objects exited from the ocean, making this so-called, quote, transmedium vehicle, moving between sea and air. Again, no wings, no rotors, no visible propulsion, just 4 hovering blips that allegedly disappeared all at once. And again, because this drop is so new, there's not a lot of info about it, but then again, we usually, at least thus far, have never received much information on the clips that have been released by Jeremy in the past, some of them which have even been debunked, verifiably. But that's not a dig at Jeremy, that's just one of those situations where it is what it is. But as you saw and are seeing in the footage, the description that I just gave you is the surface level version being pushed out hard by the mainstream. But I wanted to dig deeper and give you guys more than just the hype around the footage, because without critical thinking, without taking a deeper look at everything, I don't really think we would ever get anywhere or any closer to the truth regarding the UFO cover-up or the phenomenon.
Let's start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who the Lord has set up the surest way to the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, this topic, man, never gets old. The so-called UFO, angels of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Genesis 1, verse. I'm going to start at 1. I'll read 1 and 2. Because the world doesn't understand this. Only the world of Israel at the moment. And that's the elect. The remnant. Lord's will, I'm a part of that number. Genesis 1 verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And that word God, I'm going to show you. That word God is Elohim, in which in the Hebrew it's HALALYAM. It's outline of biblical use. You see it plural. It means plural. So it's not the Heavenly Father. Rulers, judges, divine ones, angels, gods. So you see, that word God is not talking about the Heavenly Father. But here's the point. Verse 2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And that word waters is Shemayim. Let me look it up. It says Mayim, which the heavens in the upper heavens, where the elements that's water too. So you see, waters. So I'm gonna go back to show you. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the earth. Alright, that's the point, the Spirit of God. Alright, I'm going to look up that word. Spirit, then I'm look up God. And the Spirit of God.
Strong's H7307. Ruach. Ruach.
But it's really RAWCHAA in the Hebrew, if I'm pronouncing it right. RAWCHAA, which means the spirit of the living, breathing being in men and animals. And that spirit was one of the angels, because their spirits. The angels are spirits. Just like we are spirits, but we're living in this fleshly body. So I'm gonna read this definition right here. Imparting warlike energy and executive and administrative power. I'm gonna read this definition too. As energy of life, and those were the angels, man. But this the other main point right here. The Spirit of God. I'm gonna look up that word God again. In this context, outline of biblical usage, plural, rulers, judges, divine ones, angels. So the Spirit of God move upon the face of the waters. He's talking about the angels of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, or Shai. How did they move upon the waters? They were in the chariots. I'm going to read it in the NLT. Genesis 1 verse 2 in the NLT. The earth was formless and empty. And that's when the angels and Yahushua was making the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. And the Spirit of God, the Spirit of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, or Shai, was hovering over the surface of the waters. And that were the angels. Alright, I'm going to look up the word move. That word move in Hebrew.
Strong's H7363. Rachaf. Rachaf.
See the outline of biblical usage: to grow soft, relax. See the second one? To hover. The Spirit of God was hovering. The Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. The so-called UFO, as they call it today. So you see, it's not new. They've been here. So they call them so-called UFO in this time. UAP and all these other names. Only certain select minds knows about these stuff, which it sounds a little bit far up, but hey, as the prophets always say, you gotta be a little bit crazy to believe in the words of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, or Shai, because the world doesn't know. But Lord's will, this lesson was edifying, so I want to give our praise and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH, Shalom.